Hey, welcome to the podcast. Big show. What do we got?
Yeah, Beau Ryan came in to the studio live for the first time since COVID. It was great to see him. We talked all things Amazing Race. Well, I was happy to talk about it because I'm familiar with the concept. Sam, not so much.
That doesn't matter, Swanee. He charmed me. I'm not going to lie. He was pretty funny.
Listen out for him to say, "Oh, come on, mate."
Come on, mate.
He's a big celeb too.
He is a big celeb.
It's all part of the celeb chase.
We had...
How are you going, Sam?
Better than, as well as you two are.
Yeah, badly. We're all going badly.
Tony Martin was in. That was great, as always.
I got some exciting news about my Fred Hollows walk.
Yeah.
And Dino's so supportive to Ash Gardner whenever she reads a serious news story.
And I just gave you some little lessons from how you've been paying attention last night with some, things we may have missed.
Enjoy.
Chrissy, Sam and Brownie.
The podcast.
Morning, Melbourne. How are you, Dino?
Hello.
I'll tell you what, noticeable absentee in the P3 car park this morning. No Swift.
No Swift, baby.
When the Hilux come rolling around the corner, I usually see the Swift or Dino on Sally the rower doing
That's
an
right.
early workout before the early show.
Not this morning.
What happened?
I slept in, brother. I got a natural wake up. Do you know what an electric feeling that is? Not to have some noise clamming your brain.
The only problem with that is the adrenaline that comes straight after realising what time it is undoes the joy.
So the defibrillators just gone bang clear.
Yeah, it is. It is.
How was
That's
the
worst
show?
bit.
How did you cope without him, Ash Gardner?
Yeah, good question.
Yeah, look, we always miss Dino.
Okay.
It's always sad without Dean, but
All right.
hey, we got through it.
That's a boring response. I thought you were gonna give me a clip.
Something.
We did, okay, all right. We didn't miss you at all. Please do it again more often.
There we go.
Is that what you want me to say?
Yes.
Good boy.
Who's got the order of the show? Who's first? Is it Dino or Ash or Jack?
Good question.
Dino, Ash and
It
Jack.
goes Dino.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Wow,
Jack
yeah,
and
yeah,
Ash.
it
No,
might-
I'm last.
Jack and Ash.
Yeah.
It might be Ash and Jack and Dino tomorrow.
I reckon.
Maybe.
Just been
Flip
pushed
the order
down
around.
lines.
The natural order of things has been bumped.
Did you know that Beau Ryan has never been in our studio?
Well, that's all going to change today. Today's a day of change.
He loves horseplay, that NRL boy,
Yes.
Beau Ryan.
We're going to play a game with him, AFL or NRL.
Also, Tony Martin will be in. Swanee, we need an update because you're running out of time to get to 300 for Fred Hollis.
Correct. Tomorrow is the last day for my 300-kilometre target. How far have I got to go today?
A man got
Better hurry
lost.
up.
A man got lost at sea, and Jonathan's going to talk about that later.
Yeah, I might actually.
Spoiler alert. Are they okay?
Let's wait and see.
Sizzle.
Chrissy, Sam and Brownie.
How good is exploring our amazing backyard again?
And ticking off all Aussie big things. Pineapples, bananas, melons.
That's making me hungry.
Head to whatif.com and start planning your big Aussie adventure.
What if it's Aussie for travel?
Now, there's an article that's bitterly dividing the team here, the crew. There's a pub in Ballarat, one of my favourite regional centres. God, I think of the Crone up there every day. Every day at L'Espresso. Anyway, there's an Irish pub there in Ballarat, and they have written a warning
Yes.
to patrons coming through the door saying we've made some changes to the menu. No, I think this
Really?
is a great thing. Hollywood Jack
Dangerous
is
territory.
outraged. This is dangerous territory when there needs to be an update. Before you sit down, you've got to know this fact.
Really?
Yeah.
Why not
Please take the time to read this before you order.
So then,
Says the new menu update.
so that means it's really going to ruffle feathers.
It's really going to ruffle feathers. And I just want to know, is it a good idea, Y/N? To keep our prices and wastage down, salad and vegetables are no longer presented automatically with your meal. Okay. So, when you order a Parma and then there's a salad on the side, right? Now, do you want salad or veg? And you choose salad.
Understandable, though, in the current economic climate we're in.
Correct. So to keep food wastage down, the price for a big box of those mixed salad leaves have gone up from $16.50 wholesale to $38.50.
Jeez.
Oh, g'day, punters!
And I think, and I am just supposing here, I do not have a history in hospo, but I'm imagining that what has brought this on is the endless scraping of that salad
Couldn't agree
into
more.
the bin.
Yep.
I generally don't eat the salad on the side.
Right.
Because it's shit.
Okay.
It's usually
Well,
it's usually yuck.
Sat in a cold room for many
It's just-
weeks,
it's
maybe
just-
months.
It's uninspired usually. If I want a salad, I will order the salad because there's been some thought put into it.
Gotcha.
The side salads, bit of grated carrot,
No.
handful of leaves,
Yeah.
a bit of craft dressing, maybe some red onion if you're lucky, half a cherry tomato. That's not for me.
No.
I don't like it. So it automatically comes on the meal and I don't eat it. And
A couple of bird seeds. They always throw some bird seeds in there.
I don't mind a bit of bird seed. I'll go with the bird seed. I like a seed on a salad.
Yeah.
But generally speaking, and I don't know about you, Jonathan, my kids don't eat it. Sometimes out of guilt, I will shovel it in and eat all my kids'
I think
salads
out of
as
guilt
well.
you do it.
I think this is a good idea because food wastage is a huge problem.
Yes.
And I don't like to do it, and I feel guilty every time I don't eat the salad. There's no thought in that salad with respect to every hospo person. It may as well just be a bit of parsley.
Bit of garnish.
Which you also don't eat. Or what about those bean shoots that go on the top of your eggs? No. Leave it all out.
Yeah.
Well, you think,
Save your money.
is it an English or an Irish thing? Because if you go to the States and you go to like out for a restaurant and all that,
Yeah.
you have a nice steak and that. It doesn't come with the side,
Doesn't it?
with the complimentary side.
I think this is the way we're going, and why not?
And if you do like the sad salad, you still can get it.
You can ask for it. I want the salad, please, instead of just getting it and throwing it away. So what we want to know is this. Is this a good idea, Y/N? Hollywood Jack thinks it's a terrible idea.
Oh, really? He's a little salad boy.
That's
No.
right, Jack. A little salad boy.
He's not a little salad boy.
I don't know why I'm so triggered by it. but
He's
it's-
lazy.
Yeah, exactly. If I'm going out for dinner, it's because I'm not at home cooking dinner. So guess what? Deliver everything to me and I'll make the choice whether I eat it or not.
That's psychotic.
And also, all the pubs I go to have elite salads.
Elite.
They're
Elite.
great.
Elite salads. As the extra to go with the steak or the Guinness pie, in this case, if you're at the Irish restaurant.
yeah.
Yeah, the salads are always good. Like, I always go to the Mount Erica. The salad's great. I don't want to have to be adding on. Just give it to me.
Just give it to him.
He's passionate about
He's
it.
really passionate. We've had a fight. We've had a full-on fisticuff.
Yeah.
Mike Perso had to break us up.
Mate, Perso.
Really?
And he's a fighter too.
He
I'm
came around
surprised.
the corner and I had my neck on my knee on Jack's neck.
Goodness gracious me.
Perso said, "Is this about the side salads at the Irish pub?" And I said, "Yes, it is."
Really?
13,
Okay, that's
24,
good.
10. 13, 24, 10. Making the side salads, which are usually pretty sad, I'll be honest. I don't want to lead the witness here.
Yeah.
Making the side salads optional. Is this a good idea? Y/N. We've got stacks of prizes. And if you get on air, double Tuesday.
It's Two Chance Tuesday.
Two Chance Tuesday.
Two Chance Tuesday. Call.
This is the Chrissy, Sam and Brownie podcast.
Let's go to Ballarat, where an Irish pub has made the controversial decision to take the little side salad with your parma off the menu. Too much wastage. They've been spooning it into the bins too much. And the price of that mescalin salad, I think it's called, has gone from like $18.50, doubled. $36.50
It's hard
a
to
box.
because pubs hospitality, they don't really make their money out of the food, Swanee. It's more out of the drinks.
Exactly.
So just every little bit counts, doesn't it?
Correct, the bottom line.
Absolutely.
And I'm sick
Price
of
of lettuce too. We've heard that many times,
100%.
Swanee.
Hey, nature is healing, by the way. I paid $2.99 for an iceberg lettuce
good job.
last week.
Jesus.
We were saying Y/N, should this side salad be gone? Should you be able to ask for it to be put back on? What's the deal here? Chris from Bendigo, what do you reckon?
Yeah, well, it should be optional because at my local watering hole in Bendigo at the Whitehorse Hotel now, they've actually got a sign up when you're ordering your food saying that if you're actually not going to eat the salad, can you please not order it due to the rising cost of fresh produce?
There
Right
you go.
on.
That is
Enough
great.
too. At least they're being honest about it.
Yeah.
So they're suggesting that I say, when the waiter or the waitress says to me, what would you like? I'll say, I'll have the parma, thanks. Hold the side salad.
Yep,
So that's leaving it up to the patron.
that's right.
Who's going to remember that,
idea.
though, Chris? I wouldn't.
It's a pretty big sign right in front of where you order, so yeah, it's not hard to miss.
Okay.
Right on.
Okay.
It becomes
all right.
ingrained in the locals too. Most of them be locals going in there.
People like Jack Charles just want to see the environment suffer.
Yeah, they
They do.
do. They don't care.
They don't give a shit.
What generation is Jack?
Oh, what? Yeah, what letter are you? Can't hear you,
Can't
babe.
hear you, mate.
Why?
Millennial?
Yeah,
Oh,
millennial.
yeah. Oh, God, the millennials don't care.
You think boomers are bad?
Okay, boomer.
Come on, Rach.
Rach from Carolyn Springs. Rachel.
Well, I'm a millennial and 100% ask about that side salad because the waste is ridiculous.
Right on.
And then you don't want you just want to enjoy your meal without feeling guilted into eating a salad that you don't want.
Yeah, 100%.
Unlike Jack Charles, you actually care for the environment, Rach.
Yes.
I do. I drive a hybrid.
When Jack,
Me too, Rach. How good are they?
When Jack sees one of those malnutrition polar bears on documentaries, he smiles.
He goes, good.
Yeah, because guess what? I got my salad.
I think he still drives a V8 as well.
He does.
Okay, Jane from Amesbury. How are you, mate?
Good morning. I'm good. How are you?
Side salad or not?
No, definitely not. We already order ours without.
Do you?
Okay.
Because it's never any good, is it, Jane?
No, it's not. And it takes up all your gravy.
Yes.
Gravy runs into it.
Oh, it does, and then it's even more inedible.
Yeah, it's soggy.
Jane's smart.
Jane's on it, actually. Good on you, Janie.
Daniel in Moonee Ponds.
Bloody ridiculous that they even try and give it to me.
Ah, very good. You're a carnivore by the sounds of things, Daniel.
I don't want it.
Yep.
Yeah, it turns up on the plate. I don't want that shit.
It gets in the way. It does become a bit fumbly, Swanee, and then you go to sort of get into it and you can't get your fork into it properly, slides off your plate.
It's the worst.
Just causes a mess.
Daniel, when you're 3/4 through an oversized chicken parma, don't you want that crunch of freshness?
It's not even crunchy half the time, but no, I didn't go to the pub for a salad.
Very good, Daniel.
Sometimes
you restore faith in humanity.
Sometimes they're so bad that there's no way you can eat it, but it does mess up your plate. I have been known to scoop it into an empty glass on the table.
Scoop the salad into an empty glass.
Yeah, to just get it off my plate.
Well, it's overwhelming, Swanee. The people don't want the salads. They're happy to go without the salads. They just want the meat.
I think this is a really, really interesting Y/N phone poll, and it proves that Jack is wrong.
Well, we've got one to go, though. We've got one to go. Pete.
G'day, guys. How are we?
Hello, Peter.
That's good. No, definitely. I think I respect the option, but I think the salad should be on for presentation.
Controversial.
I'm with you, Petey, baby.
What's happened to the Australian diet? You know, it's sometimes a bit of soggy chips and a flat parma can look pretty average at some places, I must admit. And that salad, even if it is average, it can still balance that plate.
You make a very good point. Actually, I'm going to jump over to your side now, Pete.
What
Why don't you have a big
price?
fight, an old-fashioned radio fight with the listener, Swanee?
What price presentation, Peter? This is costing Hospo thousands of dollars just to make it pretty for Peter from Carrum Downs.
Well, look, I think it's funny. I'm a bit of a businessman myself, and it'd be quite interesting to say it's to save costs, but I bet you they're not knocking $1 or $2 off the Parma price either.
Hey, shots fired from Pete.
Pete, you pistol.
You've got to look at it both ways. I think it swings a little bit, but look, honestly, about wastage and everything like that, it's not ideal. But I think it's up to the customer. I could mention, don't like it, or the waitress, waiter could say,
because we're
would
adults.
you like it? So have some options. We're adults, and that would be good.
No,
what does that mean? If you don't get your salad, do you get a few extra chips?
Peter,
do you get a bit more cheese?
I disagree. I disagree that we're adults and that people are reasonable. I do think in this case we need to be told what to do.
You think people are dipshits?
Yeah.
Yeah, fair.
I do.
Ever wondered what happens in the studio? Check out Chrissy, Sam and Brownie on Instagram.
Chrissy, Sam and Brownie on Nova 100. Let's go to the ocean.
Great story in the weekend. A man who became stranded 30 miles out to sea, Swanee. So it's about 45 k's out. Just off the coast of Queensland. His name Jacob Childs. He was out with a group of divers off the coast. Have you ever been diving in the open water?
I haven't, no.
Yeah, I haven't been.
The idea terrifies me. That means that I should do it. It's weird you mentioned this story because my kids like to give me scenarios and ask me how much money it would cost me to do it.
Yeah.
And 2 days ago, I would do it for.
Yeah.
2 days ago, Leo said to me, Mum, Mum, dropped in the middle of the Pacific Ocean.
Which you would have been.
At night.
Oh, nice.
How
yes.
much? How much would it cost you? How much would you do it for?
Yeah. Kids love these games, though.
Yeah, I know. Peg settled on $5 million.
Okay.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
I was like, no, I'd do it for nothing, actually,
No,
just for the thrill of it, the adrenaline.
Yes.
There'd be a few tiger sharks out there as well. So he's out there with a group of divers and decided to go for a little dive. He would have been out around the Great Barrier Reef, Swanee, so plenty of good stuff to look at.
It'd be beautiful.
Absolutely beautiful. So a group of the divers, they go down there with these tag lines.
Yeah.
They go down at different levels, so you go out diving around, but the guideline or the tagline is something sort of you can stay attached to.
Yes.
And keep an eye on and hold it so obviously the boat doesn't take off on him. Well, unbelievably, he came up and he lost the tagline. So he came up and looked up and there was no tagline out the back for him to grab on.
Could he see the boat?
Yeah, he could. It was actually in broad daylight at this stage. And by the time the skipper had thrown it out, it was already past it. So the skipper had thrown it out, unaware that there was another diver back a fair way behind the boat. And he's gone for it, thrown his arm out, and he's missed the line in the water. Oof. And obviously the currents were really strong. So the skipper's taken off, not realising, hasn't got all the divers, taken off out into the distance.
Oh, God. No, that's the worst.
It's a perfect storm because the skipper stuffed up admin on the boat.
Yes.
You count, John.
Well, there would have been about 15 of them out there, so he's just done the quick head count. Obviously, he's not great at doing his maths, Swanee.
Yikes.
You know, he's in knots, not kilometres. He's in miles, all that sort of stuff. So anyway, Jacob was out there with his phone, obviously a waterproof phone, Swanee. And, of course, as you would think, when you're 45 k's out in the middle of nowhere and night time is coming upon you, this is what you're going to think.
So that's it. If the sun goes down, they won't do nothing. That's a wrap on old Jakey.
Oh, that's a wrap.
That's a wrap on old Jakey. That's a wrap on old Jakey.
Also, he's been very self-negative. They're going to look for you, bro.
Self-negative talk.
They'll look for you.
But
of course they would, wouldn't they?
Come on, Jakey.
It's not lights out for you, Jakey.
You've
Not
got a
yet.
life to live, Jakey.
he thought it was lights out, though, when unbelievably he still recorded. He was able to record when the captain drove away on him, and unbelievably the captain's name was Wilson.
Wilson! Wilson!
You're joking.
Well done, good job. They did find him, Swanee, 8 hours later. They eventually worked it out. 8 hours later, and
Keep going.
Wilson kept coming back. Wilson eventually circled back. You know, they found him 8 miles away from his exact spot.
Mate.
So that's how much
he's drifted.
He's drifted. That's how much the currents have taken him away.
Yeah, no, maybe Peg was right. Maybe it is a $5 million job. Yeah.
Hey, don't move.
This is the Chrissy, Sam and Brownie podcast.
One of those sounds we love to play is just go to the ISO here, Dino, of good stuff.
Oh, magic. So, like, if someone says something dumb, good stuff.
So just a little bit of a celebration. Now, that was brought to the table, I think, from Penny a few weeks ago when Dan Thomas, who hosts the ESPN soccer show, Swanee, was on there, and he was talking to his guest, Frank Lebeau, who's a former French World Cup winner in soccer. Much loved name over there, and he's a contributor on the show. He had him on as a special guest, and Dan just kept pressing Frank, pressing him for what was wrong with his face.
Details.
Some health details, and eventually, this is about the 4th time he's pressed for an answer.
What did they do to you, Frank?
Yeah, but I'm fine.
You okay?
Nothing to clear up, some stuff above my eyes to not become a cancer.
Oh, there we go. Good. Oh, good stuff.
I've got cancer, you idiot.
Why? All the audio, it's like, stop now. Like, read the room.
Read the room.
Don't ask another question. It's not going to end well.
Absolutely.
Good stuff.
It's just a beautiful reaction. Now, I was reminded about it by Mount the other day. We're in cutting some audio. We're going through our old archive, Swanee, and he said, I reckon we've got something that's sort of close to the good stuff, because remember back deep in COVID, everyone's talking about COVID and people getting sick and deaths and all these sorts of things. Catherine Bennett, the lead epidemiologist from Deakin University, Swanee, of course, we had her on. And it was serious times. Yeah. Serious times.
And dark, cold.
Oh, yeah. It was dark, wasn't it?
Lonely time.
And obviously Mount thought he would try and brighten the room up. In her introduction, a little bit of a nod to the Arnold Schwarzenegger hit film Commando.
Professor Catherine Bennett. She's the inaugural chair in epidemiology at Deakin University. Gee, she must be busy. I wonder how she likes to let off some steam. Bennett? Let off some steam, Bennett. Here's Catherine.
Yes, ma'am.
Wow. Welcome to the show, Professor Bennett.
Good morning.
Now,
Catherine, do you understand? Sorry, Professor. Do you understand that reference? That's from the great 1980s action movie starring Arnold Schwarzenegger called Commando.
Fantastic.
Great. Let's move on. Oh my God.
Fantastic.
It's the laugh for me, John.
Oh, the laugh.
It does a little dance.
Fantastic.
Think of the days and months preceding this inane conversation for Professor Bennett.
Oh, hey, do you reckon...
And the amount of patience she would have had currently in the ICU while she was doing that interview
And
just took 2 minutes out of her day.
The first question is, do you know that Arnold Schwarzenegger film that said, let off some steam, Bennett?
Do you reckon they could talk to each other, John? Let's have a listen.
Oh, good stuff.
Fantastic.
Perfect.
Chrissy, Sam and Brownie.
The podcast.
Good morning, Melbourne. Welcome to your Tuesday. Sam Pang in residence.
Good morning, Melbourne.
Artist in residence, Samuel Pang.
Artist in residence.
Yeah. It's a term that exists, but I don't really know what it means. Artist in residence.
I know what it means. It's when an artist occupies a gallery and they do a residency.
Is that it?
So that's what Pang does every morning at 7.
Every morning.
Yeah, thank you.
There you go.
From now on,
That's
I would
nice.
consider myself an artist in residence.
Yeah, a bullshit artist. A bullshit artist in residence.
Bang, got me. Great, wonderful to see you all.
Early bullet for Pang.
Early bullet.
That
Stay
won't
down.
That won't come back to haunt you today.
Big show. Not only do we have Sam Pang in the studio for the very first time ever in the history of this show,
Yes.
Beau Ryan makes his debut. And
I've never met this man.
He's that funny NRL boy.
he sure is.
You know him, Brownie?
Well, you had him on their show a while back, but he was on Zoom.
Yes.
Whatever, it's probably during COVID
Yeah.
time. But he's a funny boy.
He
He's very
feels
good.
dangerous. He feels dangerous. I like that about him.
Did
'cause
he
you
used
never
to
know what
host
he's going
with
to
you?
say next. No, never.
Because he
That's
was
what,
on
the
the circle.
No, he was never on the circle.
He's on Studio 10 now.
He's on Studio 10. He fills in a bit there, and I've got to ask him. My son last night, Leo, said, "Do those contestants on The Amazing Race pay to do that show?" And it does make sense
Yeah,
because
it does.
what an
It would be fun.
amazing experience! All that world travel
We're gonna
for naught.
This is the Chrissy, Sam and Brownie podcast.
Just some things, Swanee, from have you been paying attention that I like to bring to you on a Tuesday. Because, you know, I can't keep up with everything.
Who was that guy last night? He was funny. New guy.
Ray O'Leary.
Yeah. I'd never seen him before. I love that about having been paying attention to the way they introduce new funny people to your
You would
life.
have been happy, by the way. The one-on-one was Masked Singer. And
Yeah.
so I was a Masked Singer judge last night, effectively.
How did you feel? It's a good feeling, isn't it?
powerful.
You deserve a Logie, Swanee, for your performance because I just didn't have it in me. Otherwise, it was interesting. The international versions, how many people they've got.
Yeah.
But listen, I want to.
Is Working Dog like the AFL recruiters? They sort of mine the state leagues. They go out to the VFL, the SANFL, the Waffle, and just mine the best young talent.
Yeah.
You would, well,
I think
they've
so.
been they've put up many a young comedian. I think I don't really know. Listen, Paul Stanley from Kiss.
Yeah.
I like when international artists want to acknowledge our homegrown stars, and
I agree.
He's wished John Farnham his best on his recent troubles.
A legend knows a legend.
I know.
I love it. They're in town at the moment, aren't they?
Mm-hmm.
Or have they
They
gone?
would have gone, I think.
Anyway, they're in the country, and Brownie saw them on the screen and goes, Paul Stanley looks like a woman.
Good stuff from you.
Good stuff.
Well done.
He is beautiful.
He is beautiful.
He's
Like
the
a-
prettiest man I've ever seen.
He's had a hell of a lot of work too.
Alrighty, well, that's
contribute
good.
to
Which
that.
seems a waste because then he covers it up with that magical makeup.
Yeah, I know.
He's wished his best to John Farnham, which I like I said. But you've got to keep on top of things too. Keep on top of these things because he then went on to wish Meatloaf a speedy recovery. So I don't know if he was up to date with these things. Hey, Swanee, and other things. Ally McBeal is being rebooted.
Is it?
Great. Callista Flockhart, John. Do you know that name?
Yeah, she was married to Harrison Ford,
she
I
still
believe, for a
is.
short period of time.
They still together.
Really?
Are they still
Whoa.
here?
Serious?
They're
That's
still
unbelievable.
together. What? They're still together. Yeah, I read an article last week saying she was like, I still can't believe there's such an age difference between us. When
Goodness
people
me.
say it, I'm like, oh, yeah,
Nothing.
that's right.
The age difference doesn't
Like
bother
25
me.
years or
the
something.
idea that you're in Hollywood and you're both big stars and you decide to get married.
Yeah.
What a waste.
And stay together for that
Waste
long.
of time.
Who sang that? It was like Shonda.
I thought it was Carly Simon. No?
No.
Anyway.
She was always in the show.
Yeah, she
the
was
bar.
really bashing that piano too.
She was.
What else? There was wonderful footage. I know it's radio, but this wonderful footage of two kangaroos just punching on last week. It just makes
They're terrifying.
I know, but when they're fighting each other, it's kind of fine. And no one was hurt. Just the Actually, no, there were two of them punching on, and in the end there was a culling of two kangaroos. But before they got culled, they had a good punch on. It felt like John Williams should just come in and just start singing this next song.
Absolutely. You've knocked off for a smoker.
A walking minstrel through the Barney.
Through the Barney. Alongside the Barneys, these two kangaroos punch on. Nothing more Australian, mate.
I love seeing it. Every now and again, I'm on the golf course I play on up in the Gold Coast. There's kangaroos everywhere, and they do punch on from time to time. Mating season. It's great to watch. Just quickly behind the scenes, I'm going to lift the curtain before this talk break. Pang leant over Dino's desk and said, "You don't have John Williamson's True Blue, do you?" Dino replied with, "We're not a radio station, we don't."
Hey, True Blue.
That's what he said. Did not miss a beat. Did he?
Did not miss a beat.
Hey, Dino, I was thinking of doing
What
that.
a song.
You got John Williamson's True Blue. We're not a radio station. We don't, Sam.
Like there was no gap. There was no gap on the end of what Pang said and the start of what Dino said.
It's almost like that when Shaq finally came around. You're a good-looking man. You're a good-looking man. Thank you, Shaq. I was right. No gaps.
I'll
mate.
take it. I saw that
Thank you,
picture of
Shaq.
Shaq. It was so cute. It was so cute, Sam.
Devilishly handsome, I would have thought. Cute, devilishly handsome.
Thank you, Shaq. Thank you, Shaq.
Hey, just to follow up to the 100-year-old woman, remember Jean Bickerton? As part of her bucket list on her birthday.
She wanted to get arrested.
She got arrested. The 100-year-old Victorian, Jean Bickerton, she actually did get arrested as a birthday present as part of her bucket list.
Yeah.
Bit of a sad aftermath. She later died in custody. But the thing is,
not good.
That's just the way things go. Sometimes there's a risk to these things.
Hey, she wanted the experience.
Exactly. She got the whole thing.
Have they got her fingerprints before it? Just as evidence for some of those crimes over the journey.
Funny. She's fine.
Did they use phone?
They tasered
They tasered her. Oh, well, that's modern. I thought they might have used phone books to disguise the bruising.
She's
Put
fine.
the defibrillator out of ribbon.
Just in case you're wondering, she's fine.
I have been wondering about Jean.
Well, she's
Welcome to
good.
prison, Doris. That's what
Here's a quick one. Madonna's daughter, how do you say her name?
Lourdes.
Lourdes.
Or Lola.
She has released a single.
Has she?
Lock and Key. Hey, Jack Charles. Lourdes's
Soak it in.
Lock and Key. Have a listen. Tune or not a tune?
She sounds cooked.
Well, that's not. Just answer the question. That's how
Not a tune. It's not called tune or not a tune, or she sounds cooked.
Well, actually, there's a good segment. Cooked or not cooked? Cooked or uncooked?
Is there a
There's a tune or not a tune? No, not really.
No, that's not a tune.
What?
Controversial.
Very controversial.
Where's
Just
John Williamson's True Blue? Is that a tune?
Hey, True Blue.
Tune or not a tune?
Don't say you
I wouldn't have thought it's a tune.
That's not a tune.
What? Get out.
Get him out.
Get out.
What? Knocked off for a smoke, hey?
So un-Australian.
And you'll be back later on.
Two quick ones to finish. The US disease expert who we have come to know in the last few years, Anthony Fauci, has revealed that he's an anti-vaxxer. No, retiring. He's retiring, Swanee. So he's
Why?
finished. He's old.
Can I ask? So many headlines and stuff about Fauci. Why is he so controversial?
He's not.
He wasn't until the 4 years of Trump, where that position seemed to, despite being a medical position, somehow became politicised.
Right. Okay. So it's like Chairman Dan and all that sort
Been
of
around
stuff.
for a long time. He was one of
Long
the
time. He's gone through all different.
He's one of the pioneers of the AIDS vaccines or treatments. For a long time.
His position and his role up until those 4 years of Trump was seen to be quite bipartisan, and he was just at the general.
Okay.
You know,
I've just always wondered.
But anyway, and finally,
Yeah.
most trusted brands. I don't know if we mentioned this last week.
4 and 20.
No.
Hilux, Toyota.
Priceline.
What else?
Priceline.
Yeah.
Off your tree.
CB.
China Bar.
Dairy.
Kittens.
Number one. No. Let me do it in
Do I have to do
reverse
this
order.
again?
Most trusted brands here in Australia.
Bunnings, number 3. Number 2, Coles.
Yep.
And number 1,
It's
Ashley Madison. Please don't kill it. I really love it when the full guys answer. Just a couple here. Just you and Brownie at this stage.
truer than you think. But
And then bang. All of it.
Looking for someone other than my wife.
Who?
Other than my wife.
What?
Ashley Madison is right.
no, number 1 was Woolworths. There you go.
Want to see what happens in the studio? Check it out on Facebook. Follow Chrissy, Sam and Brownie.
Jackie Brown's sporting career is an adventure.
Who?
It's a roller coaster.
Who's that?
Little Jackie Brown, my son.
Have you ever-
Oh, sorry, Bam Bam.
Have you ever collated everything that he's tried? That would be a fun break. Everything that he's tried from the get-go, like including baby gym and all that sort of stuff that you do.
What are you going to do with those jousting swords in the corner, eh? Mate, you're
It'd be one hell of a ride, Swanee, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
I don't know where to start.
One hell of a garage sale.
Yeah, absolutely. It would be one out of a garage show because you're right, the gymnastics.
Yes.
That was out of Burwood, I remember.
Mm-hmm.
And the thing is, what a shame because he's a strong little
good
bugger.
at it, yeah.
Good on the rings, all that sort of stuff. Then he moved to
Falconry.
I think
Karate?
falconry, no,
Bomb making?
jiu-jitsu.
Jiu-jitsu.
Jiu-jitsu, and then, he didn't, that was sort of, it was going well, and then he didn't like the fact that they do too much teaching, not enough fighting.
Yeah.
And then I got slightly concerned when he came out of one of the lessons one day and said, there's this kid bullying me, I'm going to break his arm tomorrow, when he was in grade 2. So that's not going to be well received at school, so.
When did he
Look,
get it?
fair warning, though.
That wasn't.
Yes, Sammy.
When did he get on the snake charming? Because I remember that that era was a tough one. Swanee, I don't know if you were there for that.
Kylie was furious. There's snakes everywhere.
Why don't he just start stealing cars, that kid? You know that's where he's going.
Well, he knows
like
that.
him gone in 60
I'm
seconds.
pretty sure he knows how to hotwire a car.
No doubt.
He's got his own soldering
No
iron.
doubt.
But
He's got his own soldering iron.
Oh, every kid should.
And also his own flick knife.
his own flick knife,
which he threatened his sister with at the park.
You know, the latest one, he did do that.
Was it, or was it the babysitter?
No, he threatened the sister, and then in a frantic phone call from the babysitter up to the house, where I was a few hundred metres away, to say, "Can you quickly rush down here?" Because Jack's like a madman, a raving lunatic running through the park chasing his sister because she stole his bike. Which I could sort of argue, it's probably fair enough too.
Is it?
He gave away the jiu-jitsu. Not before, he asked for 2 uniforms. And those uniforms, not cheap, Swanee.
No, they're not.
Home and away.
Home and away.
When he was his home dojo.
That's right.
And he's away dojo.
Yeah, the black and the white.
Was he preempting the blood that was going to get on one when he killed the guy?
He should have had a red one.
Yeah.
I think so. He's moved on to baseball, Swanee.
That's right. I remember baseball.
Baseball's just an excuse to get that bat.
Well, absolutely.
Which he uses as a weapon.
He's already requested the upgrade to the steel bat, the metal bat, and the cleats.
You've got to ask why.
Cleats are not cheap, Swanee.
No, I know.
Jeez. Cleats for a 9-year-old. Anyway, he had athletics, but some of the issues we built him up as being tough as nails, but the complaining has been it's been getting tiresome. It's fair to say from poor old Coley Brown, because Jackie Brown is now coming home from every sporting event with some sort of injury. This is his latest thing. So 3 weeks ago, he had the school sports athletics and he ran in the 200 metres, which is not a huge run. But he's a 9-year-old. But, he did his absolute best. Well, the next day, couldn't go to school, apparently. Hobbled down the stairs.
After 200 metres.
200 metres. Hey, broken leg.
His leg.
He had a broken leg running the 200 metres.
But he finished the race with a broken leg.
He finished the leg, with a broken leg. I think he ran 30, got a ribbon, but woke up the next day with a delayed broken leg. Just coming down the stairs.
Delayed broken leg.
So I said to Carls, can't go to school. Well, last Thursday, I haven't given you the update, he made it through to the district titles in the discus. Now, it's a big event. I drove out. I was telling
You mentioned that last week. I thought you were joking.
No.
This kid goes.
I was telling Swanee all about it. I had to go out and watch Jack in the discus at some bloody out of suburbs athletics track. It was pouring rain, but I was there, Swanee. I was there. I was a supportive
You're
parent.
the best.
And he was in the discus, and he had three throws in the discus. You got 3 throws.
You get 3 throws. It's great.
Absolutely.
Same with the shot put, I think.
Well, you wouldn't believe it.
Yes.
He's won. He's thrown it out there about 18 or 19 metres.
He's a wiry
throw.
little bastard.
He is. He's got that wiry strength.
Yes.
No doubt about it. So that's 3 throws. Now, how long does the throw take? No, there's a fair bit of energy goes into it.
Yeah, but
he won. He got the blue ribbon. He was up and about next morning.
Oh, no.
Coles rings me up and says, Jack can't go to school, apparently. He walks down the stairs, said, Mum, I've dislocated my shoulder.
Delayed dislocation of the
Does he match this clear line with like a limp arm? Like, is it a full Oscar-winning act?
Oh, yeah, full Oscar-winning act. Asked for the sling, the whole works. We're going to have to amputate it.
Yeah.
Chrissy, Sam and Brownie.
Beau Ryan, a rugby league legend, and you may have seen him on The Footy Show. No, the other one, it was on late at night because it was NRL and no one watched it in Victoria. What do you mean to say? He was also on I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here, and of course the host of The Amazing Race. What a job, what a show. It's on 7:30 p.m. tonight on 10. Here's Beau.
Welcome to our humble abode, Beau Ryan.
Thanks for having me here in the flesh.
It's so nice to see
It's good to
you.
be here.
You were on Zoom last time.
Never met.
No, I've never met you. You know what? You know when you've made it, when you can dictate when you start work, what days you have off. So I think one of the days I did a Friday. Was it a Friday?
Yeah, it was on Zoom. It wasn't in person.
On Zoom. I hate Zoom. I'm not a Zoom guy. I'm a flesh guy.
Me too.
No, I mean, I'm a touch.
Zoom
touch
is
guy.
hard.
Yeah, Zoom's
It's nice to
awful.
touch
How long have you been retired for?
2014 I retired.
Same.
Yeah. You retired in 2014?
Yeah, 14 as well.
Yeah,
I was,
Really?
Yeah, I was just, I had enough, so I walked away.
Couple of premierships.
How long did you play in?
3, sorry, Beau,
at
3.
the highest level.
3 premierships.
3.
You won 3 premierships.
Yeah.
I played
read me bio before you come in?
2006, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 8 years.
8 years.
8 years, yeah.
It's a good career.
Beau, you've reinvented yourself from, NRL legend to TV host and superstar. Amazing Race. What a great job.
Yeah, I mean, I've been at 10 for a few years and, done all different types of shows over the last, basically, 10 years. But when they pitched the race to me, 2019, I knew that was it. I mean, it's like a lot of options come up,
So
and
good.
I knew this was the one. I knew everything I've done previously has led me to this role, and I love it. I really do love it.
My son asked me last night, do the contestants have to pay to get on it?
No, they don't.
Yeah, but they should.
They should. Well, they should. It's one of them ones where I don't even know if they get paid, to be honest with you.
Sounds like you have to pay to get on it too.
Mate, I get paid.
exciting.
No, I enjoy it, and I think I take up most of the check, to be honest with you. But we had 30,000 teams apply. It's the most sought after reality show. I mean, people don't go on the show to, for fame or glory or to sell toothpaste. They come on the show because they want to be on The Amazing Race. They want to experience it.
Yeah.
And we had a false start with when we were going to leave. So we had borders open November, then January. So
because you still filmed during COVID where you couldn't go anywhere.
Well,
that would have been a challenge.
Borders did open, but COVID was everywhere. But when we got to Europe, people are getting on with it. People are getting on with it, and that's what we should be doing.
How does it, forgive me, how does it work?
All right, so we're here, basically.
Have you never watched
You're
it?
a team, Sam. Okay, you
love it.
You meet me downstairs, I'll give you a clue. It says, okay, open your first clue, go to a challenge in Geelong. Then you do the challenge in Geelong. Then your next clue might be in New Zealand. I'll say New
Your
Zealand,
next clue might be in Budapest.
Might be
You've
in
got to
Budapest.
get there.
Might be in Syria.
Just get there any way you can.
See, in Syria.
Yeah.
See, in Syria, man.
Oh, yeah, cool.
Afghanistan.
I've never been to Damascus, so
And
it'd
then
be nice.
you
never been to
land,
Damascus?
and it's so well organised. It's like a miracle.
Dangerous.
You're in the middle of nowhere. You've never been to that place before, and then if you're on the right track, you come across a fully branded amazing race. I mean,
Yeah.
You're saying you did this in COVID, though. What was that?
Just in Australia it was.
Here you are here, and then we're going to give you a location within 5 kilometres of your house.
I know.
But you can't go within 2 metres of your partner.
How do you?
It's a challenge. It's back. It's back anyway.
It is.
It's back and better than ever.
COVID's a mentality.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Well, have you seen any couples break up on that show? Because the stress levels are high.
Huge.
On the show, I mean, we see they're being followed for 16 hours a day. I mean, people are pretty smart enough not to break up on camera, but there are relationships that break down. Mate, if you want to get divorced, great show for it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It'll do a lot of the heavy lifting for a divorce.
Right on.
You know what I mean? So there are a few couples this season that, you know, they don't fall out of love, but they really don't like each other.
And the convenience of it is you can blame the Amazing Race.
Yeah, but it's hard because people ask would I do it with my wife, but I can't because she's always right. Do you know what I mean?
What do you do as what's your role? Are you a host?
Oh, mate, come on.
No, sorry, I thought you were in the...
I'm host. I'm host.
Oh, okay, cool.
Seems like a good ruse, though, because if you were wanting to sort of slip
come
away,
on, mate.
all of a sudden have you ever...
That was amazing.
Hey, and you know
come
what?
on,
I'll tell you
mate,
something.
come on.
I asked the questions.
I'll tell you
Don't
something.
assume everyone listening knows exactly the show and exactly who you are.
Okay, yeah, host of the Amazing Race, and I'm doing a press tour of the country. Been on every show, every radio show. The only one I can't get on in history, 4 years, been on every show.
Who?
Been on here on Zoom.
Neil Mitchell.
Have you been paying attention? Can't get on it.
Same station as
The,
well.
the blokes are up here in Everest. They're above the project. Have you been paying attention?
Of course.
The amount of people up here. I mean, Ed,
You're mates with Ed.
Ed, can we say that?
It's all right.
Cavalli?
I used to call him Cavalli as well.
Cavalier?
Ed?
What is it?
Cavalier.
Cavalier.
You're mates, aren't you?
Yeah, I am. But they've made the ego on the bloke. I can't get on his show.
God
I
damn.
can't believe
It's your show.
It's not his show.
Yeah, they had Gunsberg on last week, or Ginsberg.
Yeah.
no, geez, I wish.
Can't you get a nod
That's not going to
above
make
him?
him feel better,
I
man.
thought I would be above Osher, yeah, to be honest with you. Yeah, but I can't get on. And Sam, now that Sam playing dumb hasn't seen the show. He loves the show. His kids love the show. Everyone loves the show.
How many years has the Amazing Race been going? I remember watching it. You remember when Foxtel first started and you could only watch Whose Line Is It Anyway? That was all that was on like 25 years ago. Amazing Race was on. Like, it's an old franchise, Sammy. It's a big show.
It's the the biggest, the most. We've got a world record this year because the most was 18 teams to do the Amazing Race. We've got 20 teams this year, so we have 2 races at the same time.
Fantastic.
But
Sammy, it's Cannonball Run. It's Cannonball Run.
And you know what the Americans have got and the Canadians? They've got jets, private jets. We're not at that yet because Lisa Wilkinson took most of the money at 10. Yeah. So eventually, we're going to get jets, chartered private jets. You know what I mean? So we can get around.
No, we're not. That's terrible for the environment. We are
Yeah,
not
but
doing that.
it doesn't matter about the environment.
No
It's
one
about the
needs that.
ratings.
It's all about Lisa Wilkinson. You need to get Pang off the books. You need to get Swan off the
You can
books.
get me off
They're
the books.
taking too much
Get
of the
me off the
budget.
books anytime you want. But you've been doing Studio 10, haven't you?
Yes.
Why?
You know what? I enjoy it. I go in there. What's
the best? Name one good thing about it.
I love that it goes for 9 hours live.
Bo, is the crowd elderly?
I like working 9 hours on the minimum wage live every day.
Absolutely. It beats being at
That
home.
last 3 hours is dangerous. You know, I've had 6 coffees. You don't know what's happening.
Is there a live audience in that? And they all just medicated?
Live is questionable.
They're
There
not
are
alive.
human beings there, whether or not they're alive.
Yeah, they're not alive. No, they're there. There's 20 corpses there.
They'd love you. They'd love you.
20 corpses.
They'd love you.
like-
They'd love your footy.
It's like a
stuff.
weekend at Bernie's audience.
No, we don't have live audience anymore. COVID, you know.
Oh, really? There's no live audience?
10th wave
A
sits
couple
in
of
there.
live presenters on that show wouldn't go Australia. Hey,
We'll come back. We'll come back and do
Yeah.
Oh, you got to go.
NRL.
Who's going?
No.
Can you
Who's going?
stick around?
But
Yeah.
before, do you want to? We'll play the Studio 10 bang when we get back.
Great.
It's unbelievable. Don't move, Beau Ryans.
Do you want to see what this looks like? Well, get the visuals on Instagram. Follow Chrissy, Sam and Brownie.
Chrissy, Sam and Brownie on Over 100, joined by Beau Ryan, host of The Amazing
Host of The Amazing Race, Brownie and Chrissy, but I've done some information's come to my attention.
Yeah.
We mentioned too that fill in on Studio 10 as a co-host. Our favourite ever Studio 10 moment is that there must have been a time when they were filming during renovations for Channel 10.
Correct.
And this is during a show, Beau. Have a listen to this. There's
It's Mercedes Corby, I believe.
big interview.
Big
and
interview.
Just have a listen just in the middle of the chat.
Or swinging handbag, or yelling, or helmet swinging. Yeah.
Do you feel like in those scenarios
That's a worker out the back dropping a bag of concrete.
Either that or an audience member shooting themselves.
Sam, you've got to stop being so mean.
I found out about the Amazing Race. Amazing Race, Beau.
Yes.
Yeah, it was on last night.
Yes.
Yeah, that's why Having and Paying Attention started at 9 o'clock last night, because of your show.
Sam loves a lead-in too, though. Loves a big lead-in. So Amazing Race straight in.
How long is this show? As long as your 9 hours?
Last night was a long one, 4 hour.
Yeah, the first one. The first one's always 4 to 6 hours.
4 hours, and then we're doing 3 hours off the back of that.
The Masked Singer finale was 16 and a half hours.
I can't wait for Masked Singer to start.
So your show is on a Monday night before Having and Paying Attention?
Yes, it is. We give you good lead-in, mate. Have you been paying attention? Is a staple of the network. Still can't get on it. Can't work it out. Ego City. But
yes,
we have great lead-in from the project, as you know. Great lead-in. Really just giving us that hospital ball.
No, we're not.
That little hospital ball, and then we pick the ball back up, get through the defence, and just hand it off to Have You Been Paying Attention?
See, I like the fact that hospital ball project's been likened to a hospital ball.
What is a hospital ball?
Well, it's the worst possible ball you can receive.
No, it's
a hospital handball is one where, say, I would pop it up instead of handballing it to Jonathan that way. I just pop it up right like over his head where the opposition can come and crunch him as he waits for the ball.
Okay, right.
As in put you in hospital.
And they have that in rugby, in league.
Yeah, league.
Sam, what do you prefer as a lead-in? Amazing Race. Amazing Race. Have you been paying attention? Of course, Big Brother leading in the front bar.
Ooh, don't mention that.
How do you describe Big Brother?
Upsetting.
When's Big Brother start?
Mate, hopefully soon, if there's a God.
No, it's
Hopefully
over.
before the footy
Listen, let's
season
try
ends.
to
They need
stay
to do another
positive.
one,
Let's play a game with Beau.
Hey-oh!
And now it's time to play AFL or NRL.
Now, we usually do this with Chrissy because, but we always laugh down here that the rugby league boys, they seem to get in a lot of trouble. But, which they do.
Yeah.
But the idea that we would...
Cool allegations. No, I mean, there's two sides to every story, mate.
Absolutely.
Oh, the idea, though, that we would take the high moral ground and that everything up, the lunatics up north.
Yes.
Whereas there are plenty of skeletons in the world of AFL.
Of course.
So what we used to do is we pick out a moment of time from both the NRL or the AFL, and Chrissy would have to work out.
I've got to guess if the diabolical story is belongs to the NRL or the AFL.
Of course.
Okay, so you ready to play?
I'm ready.
You probably know most of these guys.
I'm only in 4 hour parking here.
Yeah.
By the way, you might be
a star.
You might be a star in a couple of these stories, Beau. No, you're a clean skin. Ready? Wow. You may know this one, but under the influence of prescription drugs and alcohol, this individual harassed a German tourist before breaking into an apartment and putting the homeowner in a headlock, and then they locked the resident out of their apartment and started smashing all the furniture.
Jesus.
Beau Ryan, was that NRL or AFL?
That's definitely AFL, 100%. Nathan Buckley, I think it was. my mate went in there swinging in Germany, I think it was, or Estonia. He went in there.
Is that Oktoberfest?
Oktoberfest.
Is that true?
NRL or NRL? AFL.
AFL, mate.
Wrong. NRL player and former Brisbane Bronco Matthew Lodge. Lodge was forced to pay $1.2 million.
Jesus.
Was that in New York?
This is a lot.
Was that in New York, Sam? I think it
was it?
Well,
yeah, but it was a... That seems like horseplay at worst.
Hijinks.
Two sides to every story, yeah.
That's a bad one.
What about this one?
Two sides to every story.
Sam says the same thing.
He hid cocaine in his golf bag during a round with teammates. He then met his dealer outside Domino's to score for himself and his teammates for the remainder of the evening. Over a 2-month drug binge, he bought a total of 12.5 grams of cocaine.
That's Collingwood for sure. AFL.
NRL or AFL?
AFL for sure. I remember the story clearly out front of Domino's.
It's a tough one. It's NRL and AFL. It's former NRL player and AFL player Carmichael Hunt in 2015.
yes.
Once again, horseplay at worst.
I think that's NRL.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
The beautiful detail there is Domino's. So if you're meeting someone outside of Domino's, it's always a good sign.
I think the beautiful part of that is that he was buying for his friends as well.
Swanee, famously though, kicked a goal after the siren to beat your team, Richmond, when he was playing for the Gold Coast Suns.
Yes.
And then ran straight to Domino's to celebrate. All right.
That's it.
That it. One more.
Come on.
Jeez, all right. What do you... who we
I
got
wonder if
here?
it was a stuffed crust.
Gut feel, stuff crust.
Yeah.
Gut feel. Oh, yeah, here we go. This is a good one. This athlete went and visited a teammate and his fiancée for dinner. What was originally an alcohol-free evening turned into a night of heavy drinking.
Oh, dear.
At 4:30 a.m.,
I know this one.
the homeowner rose to find his teammate and fiancée kissing half-naked on the deck.
Yeah.
The two teammates were then involved in a scuffle, with the homeowner sent to hospital with injuries.
I remember this story.
About 400 metres from my house, this one.
Oh, NRL or AFL?
I live in the Carpenter, about 2 streets away from me. I'll go AFL.
NRL.
Who was that?
Who was that? I remember the
NRL
story.
player and Canterbury Bulldog Adam Elliott caught kissing the fiancée of Michael Licker in 2021. Is that how you say it? Leacher, sorry. There you go.
Horseplay.
Whoa.
At best.
At best.
It's all allegations, mate.
Beau NRL, boys. Hey.
Hey, see
You're
ya.
all lunatics up there.
Thanks for coming
That was
in.
fun.
Thanks for having
Amazing
me.
Race
that all
is
we got?
fantastic. Is it
that
on tonight?
It is on tonight and tomorrow night. Are you on?
Is that all, mate? This is not Studio 10. You're not on for 4 hours.
I know.
This is a good half
I
an
do
hour.
have to do it soon. Yeah, Amazing Race is on tonight. Still in Morocco.
7:30.
Still in
There you
Morocco,
go.
Northern Africa.
Channel 10.
Chrissy, Sam, and Brownie.
The podcast.
Good morning, Melbourne. Welcome to your Tuesday. I do love Tuesday after 8 o'clock because it means that Tony Martin is loitering with intent.
Royalty. There should be
Royalty.
rose petals on the ground as this man walks in the studio. But it's a wonderful reminder of, I forget how to be grateful.
Yeah.
So one is on a Tuesday, I remember Tony Martin's coming in.
Yeah.
The other one is
Gratitude.
The other one is just reminders of who is running the ship here, Swanee.
Yeah.
Right. The poor Ash Gardner.
Yeah.
Doing a fantastic job. What?
Just give you some background. If you're about to talk about Dino, today, well rested as well.
Yeah.
You
So
wouldn't know it,
sharp.
by the way,
Well,
considering at 7:30, poor Ash Gardner is there doing a pretty serious story, as you'll hear. And I would just say it, Dino, that I don't think Ash needs any help from you and the buttons. But let's just
This
see
is unintentional, though, wasn't it? You were just having a little play in the
My
studio.
forearm grazed it.
This is Nova.
It's 7:32. Good morning, Melbourne. Ash Gardner with you. Police are confident of tracking down 2 men wanted over a failed hit on former bikie Sam Abdul Rahim. It's believed the pair used fake passports.
Dino!
Of all the stories of gangland shooting.
Like for something unintentional,
Relevant.
the timing is perfect.
Relevant audio.
I lost my metaphorical footing after that and stumbled
You
through the
soldiered
rest.
on
Oh, my God.
You are a good soldier, Ash
Could we
Gardner.
just enjoy it one more time?
Always.
This is Nova.
It's 7:32. Good morning, Melbourne. Ash Gardner with you. Police are confident of tracking down 2 men wanted over a failed hit on former bikie Sam Abdul Rahim. It's believed the pair.
You know what? In many radio stations, you would be in a meeting at 9:01 today. You know
Not
that, don't
this
you?
one.
Not this
Yeah,
one,
not
though.
this one.
Not this
I
one.
would argue the story needed it.
Thanks, John.
It was great supporting
Brownie.
audio.
Thank
No,
you,
it
John.
didn't.
It was a dark story
Hey,
about a
let's
potential hit on a
See what
bikie.
Shaq thinks.
Slam dunk Dino. This is Shaq. I repeat, slam dunk
Tony's
Dino.
next.
This is the Chrissy, Sam and Brownie podcast.
Good morning, Melbourne. Chrissy, Sam and Brownie on Over 100. It's Tuesday, which means they're great. Tony Martin.
That's the correct music, Dino. What's going on with you?
Hey, I got a lot of plates in the air, and sometimes one or two gets cracked.
Now, Tony, you were driving in and you always listen to us on the way in. Did you hear that the news grab go to air live?
I thought that was brilliant. I'm going, this is a fantastic new feature. Leavening the serious news with zany sound effects.
It was a complete mistake.
Can we not encourage it, please?
Whoa!
No, and that's what Dino says. If you try and manufacture it, it falls on its.
Don't
It's
tell
got
him
to be
what-
a proper.
don't tell him what to do.
It's got to be a proper accident.
So you've got to sort of accidentally fall onto the bench.
Tony, it's
during-
no fun if I'm trying to mess with Ash.
Okay.
What happens is my chunky forearm grazed the sadness button.
Yeah.
Let's just try one out of. I'll just choose a story out of this morning's paper. Former Pakistan PM Imran Khan has been charged with terrorism. After allegations. It's not a bad one.
That's pretty good.
You got I'll have a go. Okay.
easy.
Let's see what I got here. Trouble in the Middle East this week. Beautiful. Alrighty, there you go.
Not bad.
Yeah, no.
It's fun.
The trouble is those almost make sense. It's got to be slightly random.
Sure.
Have you got one for a plane crash that just happened?
No, I don't. But if you have the story, let's see what happens.
Maybe we don't go. It's a bit fresh.
Probably best not to.
Tone.
Okay. I'll tell you what I did hear on the way in. I was driving in and I went, oh, Flight of the Conchords have got a new song out. It's been years. But it wasn't Flight of the Conchords, it was this.
For someone other than my wife.
It's a banger.
Other than my wife.
Do we have... I understand that you would hear this and think, surely that's not an actual ad for a website that's designed for people to find someone to have an affair with.
Who exactly, though? Anyone? Or
just someone.
Other than
my wife.
Yeah.
Have we... I love
All the
it when
fellas.
all the crowd. Come on, are you with me?
Divorce, boys.
Is it an actual ad or is it a spoof?
No. It's 100% a real ad.
It's brilliant. Isn't it, Tony?
When it came out, anger. There was fury on the internet over it.
Really?
So that was Ashley Madison. Is that company still going with it?
Yes, we've had Brodie log into his account and just double check that it's still active.
Reactivated.
It is.
Because there was Ashley and Martin. That's somebody else, isn't
That's
it?
a hair transplant place.
Looking for something for the top of my head.
That's nice.
Other than hair.
Do you have to be in a married relationship, Swanee? Do you have to have proof of marriage to be on Ashley Madison?
No, I think they just trust that you're there for the right reasons.
Speaking of which, by the way, do you know the Flight of the Conchords? I think they reunited for the first time on stage for about 2.5 years last week.
Did
you know that? I know you're a big
Who
fan.
exactly are Flight of the Conchords? There's that very funny man that I can never remember his name.
Well, you've got Jermaine Clement.
Yes,
and
he's
you've
my
got
favourite.
Brett McKenzie from New Zealand. And I remember seeing them performing at the Victoria Hotel to about 40 people.
Wow.
Amazing. And then I remember they I think for 5 or 6 years, tried to get show up on New Zealand television.
Yep, nothing.
And were told, no, you are too niche. Too niche for New Zealand television. Then they went to HBO, massive international hit.
Of course.
Same people who said they were too niche then paid a fortune to buy the show.
Yes.
To put it onto New
It's
Zealand.
usually how it works.
New Zealand television.
Do they do the wristwatch?
They were puppetry of the penis. I think you're confusing them with
Arj Barker was in Flight of the Conchords, Tone.
He was.
Unbelievable.
Yes.
Dig it up.
But it's brought the New Zealand accent too. It's sort of become fashionable.
Yes.
Because when I came over here, you had to get rid of it. You weren't allowed on the radio. And then if you walked up the street, someone would just say, "What are you having for dinner? Is it?"
Fish and chips.
That's what you were supposed to say, but now it's the language of love, the language of romance.
Where is it the language of love?
It's all around the world.
And especially at your place.
That's right. Put your sandals under the bed. Let's get busy. Take your jersey off and let's go down to the dairy and get some yogurt.
My God.
Sorry, it's getting too sexy for this time slot. What did I hear? Well, I've got friends coming over from New Zealand to stay with me here in Melbourne.
Which part are they from?
They're from Ngaruawakia, which is a real place.
Yeah.
And by the way, so is Paikokoriki.
Yeah.
I know people like to make that moo cow.
My favourite is Whangarei.
Whangarei.
Whakapapa?
That's actually a place. That's not an instruction.
Dino.
I love it. It's my favourite town.
No.
Looking for someone other than...
You'd be looking for someone other than this job, by the way.
But no, I've got friends coming here and they want to have the full Melbourne experience. They want to see a football game at the MCG.
Great.
They want to go to the... to Luna Park, go on the roller coaster there.
Sounds fabulous.
They want to rent a way too tall truck, try and drive under the Montague Street Bridge. The full Melbourne deal.
The full Melbourne deal.
Ever wondered what happens in the studio? Check out Chrissy, Sam and Brownie on Instagram.
Yes, and I do feel sorry for Mount, who does your announcements. And it's 7 years of saying, and coming up after 8, Tony Martin joins the show. And I think he's getting bored with saying that. I've got to get a new name. I've got to P. Diddy my name somehow.
Never.
Any ideas?
Marty.
Team Mitty.
Oh. All right, he can say that next week.
Team Mitty.
And so it can be. Looking for angry letters to the Herald Sun. What are people angry about?
Love it.
I've just chosen one. I like to choose one at random. What are people angry about? Oh, this is Greg from Broadford. I thought I'd give MKR another go this year, but after Wednesday night's episode, and it's over years of cliches. I'm done. What are the cliches? What is being overused?
He's done.
Is there a bomb with red numbers that's ticking down to zero?
And either Nigella or Manu have to decide whether the blue wire or the red wire.
What are they? I haven't seen My Kitchen Rules for a while. And what are the cliches that are being
1 week at a
overused?
time. So they say, because all the footballers say that. 1 week at a time.
Right. I haven't been watching.
110% they're giving in the kitchen. The
Slow and
time's
steady.
always about to run out.
Yeah.
Sorry, but it never does.
I haven't seen. We have constantly girlfriends watching Selling Sunset.
What's that?
On Netflix. It's a lot of very expensively made up ladies attempting to sell properties in.
It's in LA.
Yeah, it's in LA. I think it's in LA. Sunset Strip. Yes. And I don't know what's
Because Max Markson reached out to me a while back and said, do you want to talk to this person from Selling Sunset?
Well, it's massively popular. I know. Look, Jack Charles, he never misses an episode.
Yeah, it is.
I sent it on to Jackie Charles.
Yeah. Well, all I hear, I don't see the show. I just hear the screams of the girlfriend in the next room going, "What's she done to her face now?
Oh, really?
How big can those lips possibly get?"
I just don't have the bandwidth for new TV shows.
And then,
In my mind.
They were running out of episodes, and then it was, but thank God they're now selling the OC, so there's a whole new raft of episodes.
Oh, fantastic. Orange County.
When will they selling Chernobyl? Set them a challenge, I say. Send those women over there.
Yes.
I've been watching. I know some of you are watching. What's the game? Is it Dragon About the House? What's the new Game of Thrones?
House of Dragon. House of Dragon, I think it's called.
Pardon me. It's not a dragon who's living with two sexy ladies.
No.
You can't decide which one.
Dragon's Nest, I think you're talking about.
Game of
aren't you?
Thrones prelude, isn't it? Or
Prequel.
Yeah. I haven't started that. That one I will find the bandwidth for. I can't wait.
haven't seen Dragon About the House, but I've been watching The Sandman on Netflix.
Same time.
What's that?
Have you seen? It's based on a massively popular comic book series
By Neil Gaiman.
but I find the tone of it is very strange.
Oh, yeah.
Because there's just suddenly the most gruesome murders you've ever seen. And then the next minute, a talking, lovable bird.
Yes.
Played by the voice of Patton Oswalt. So it's like a cross between The Shining and Madagascar. It's playing with my head.
It's batty. It's very batty.
What's
But
it called? What's it called?
It's not the
Sandman.
Gay Man.
Oh, that was called
It's
The
called
Gay
The
Man.
Sandman. It's written by Neil Gaiman.
And you just have
Gaiman.
to let it wash over you because there's a lot going on.
Sounds great.
What else is on?
Metallica, isn't it?
Sadly, no.
I just learnt driving in that it's now Snooze. It's not Captain Snooze.
No, the captain has gone.
What's happened? Was
Been
there
snooze for years.
Was he stripped of his rank?
I believe so.
Was there some sort of military disgrace that we didn't know about?
Yeah, there was a spill.
Right. Okay.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, not only is it not Captain Snooze, the character of Captain Snooze is nowhere to be found.
Be like Nova Boy. When Nova Boy went missing for a couple of years.
Yeah.
Oh, hang on. What?
Yeah. And Mem
witness
Cheese.
protection.
The three of them are happy.
He had loose lips.
Exactly.
No, I love it when businesses sort of casual up their names.
Yeah.
McDonald's becomes Macca's. St Vincent de Paul's and Vinnie's. When is, St John's Ambulance just Jono's?
Yeah.
I'm having a heart attack. Call Jono's.
Any minute now. Any minute.
What else have I got here? Okay, no, that's too blue for this time slot.
Are you sure?
Brownie's kids playing, using the discus. So you're spawning other sportsmen in your family? Is that what's going on,
Well,
Brownie?
it's a roller coaster. Little Bam Bam, my son, he's taking us on a roller coaster. He's tried a variety of different sports, Stone. Discus is the latest.
Wow.
You a discus thrower from way back?
I'm trying to recall because you're always asking me about sports, what sports I played at school. And I remembered one we had in New Zealand. People think I'm making this up. There was a sport called peg ball. Do they have that in this country?
No.
So it's
Probably a different
No,
it's different.
I don't think so, Sam.
Definitely
Again,
different.
not for this time slot. No, this is where you've got a stick, like an egg cup with a ball in it, and then you have to hit the ball. So it's like, rather than have it bowl it to you, it's presented
T-ball,
to you.
T-ball.
T-ball.
That's what it is.
It's interesting, isn't it? Everything has a different name here. You've got totem tennis. We have swing ball. That's
Really?
what that's
Really?
called.
It's not as good as totem
It's like the
tennis.
Aldi version. In fact, New Zealand is sort of the Aldi version of Australia.
It is.
New Zealand had you and we had Andrew Denton. Do you know what I mean? It's the same thing. We've all got the same thing.
I am the Aldi version of Andrew
I had
Denton.
to do a radio competition. Nova up in Brisbane back in the day. I was still playing, actually, and it was the Totem Tennis Challenge where a new car was on offer. I just got rang up that day and said, can you drop in one of the boys as crook? I think it was Lutzy or one of the Nova presenters. You've got to play a game of totem tennis against this girl. Whoever has the most hits, she wins the car if she beats you.
Right.
So I had a go. She had a go. She got 50 hits going round, backwards and forwards. That's good. And I thought, I should be able to get close, at least make a bit of theatre and get close. I hit the first one, and then it came back around, and I missed it. The second time, I only got one hit, and the girl got a car.
Wow.
But they were so embarrassed, they tried to do a rerun. And then the girl standing there going, I've just won a car.
Yeah, you can't
We're not
do
doing
that.
a rerun. So the girl won a car on the back of me, hitting the
I
totem
would have
tennis
thought
ball.
sales and promotion would have been a bit flat that
They were
day,
flat.
by the way.
They were real flat.
You won't believe it, Brownie, but that woman is with us today. Here she is coming in. Sizzletown, a new episode comes out.
When? Because I went for a walk the other day and there was only the old one.
It's always first Thursday of the month, so it's this Thursday. And
Thank God.
You can actually hear where we were savagely pranked by a rival program. That'll be coming out this Thursday.
Listen to Sizzletown. Have a great week. Tone back in a sec.
This is the Chrissy, Sam and Brownie podcast.
It's Chrissy, Sam and Brownie on Nova 100 and Fred's Big Run.
Fred's Big Run, it happens every year in the month of August where people pledge different kilometre distances to raise money for the Fred Hollows Foundation, who does unbelievable life-changing work for people with avoidable blindness. It's a huge problem, particularly in developing countries, and Fred Hollows Foundation is there literally fixing people's eyes where they would normally spend the rest of their lives utterly blind.
I had avoidable blindness last Saturday night.
No, it's not that sort.
That was, it was avoidable.
Yeah. It's not that sort of...
Good contribution.
It's not that sort of blindness. Anyway, last year I committed to... I'm going to push on. Last year I committed to doing 300 kilometres, and I think I ended up raising something ridiculous like $75,000 for the foundation, which is incredible. This year I upped it, and I really wanted to get $100,000. And I think I might be on track, but I'm lagging a bit. There's 2 days to go for the challenge. I'm at $64,650, and I have 12 kilometres to walk before I hit my 300-kilometre
Come on.
goal.
Get out
and let
there.
me tell you, it was hard this year, not from the fitness, finding the time, because last year we were in lockdown. And there was sweet FA to do, apart from walk and work.
I just dropped a $100 into your account.
Did you?
Yes.
Thank you.
You may need the shillelagh, I think. You might need a couple of cracks of the whip, I
Little
reckon,
whacks
just
on the
across the
bum.
rump, just to get you over that 12Ks, Christine.
When would you just put you just then to put in 100?
Just dropped 100, and it's doubled, so that's 200, which means that's 8 people with vision.
Correct. It's only $25
Is that a
to
double
save
up
someone.
day again?
Yes, it's double up right till the end, which is
Better
great
reload.
value.
Jeez, it cost me a fortune, this bloody thing.
But I've got some very exciting news. Some of my favourite companies have gotten on board.
Ashley and Madison.
No, not Ashley Madison. I'm still waiting to hear back from them. But on the line, we've got the gorgeous Lisa Ronson with the magnificent hair. She is the Coles CMO. Welcome, Lisa.
Thank you, Chrissy. Thank you very much. What a great cause. And I was having a look this morning on your Insta. You've helped nearly 3,000 people. That is unbelievable.
It is
well done.
unbelievable. And you know what? I often walk past the mothership on my walks there in the I call the East Hawthorn Coles headquarters the mothership.
Which it is. And
And
that mothership is very happy to pledge $5,000 to help you.
Yes!
Come on.
Go, Lisa. Thank you.
Can you chuck in some them roast chooks as well, just for us, while we're here?
Zito, I'll see what I can do.
Thank you,
And
Lisa.
also the best. I've got to go there today. Actually, I'll go on my walk because they do the best lamb shoulders at Coles.
Really?
Yeah, and
Thank
it's lamb shoulder time. Thank you so much to Lisa Ronson and all my friends at Coles. Next,
Right on, Lise.
this is great news from Specsavers. Sean Briggs joins us now. Welcome, Shawnee.
Well, hello. Good morning, Chrissy. Congratulations.
If my eyes don't deceive me,
Well done.
see what I did there?
Well done, yes.
You've got some great news for us.
I do. I think, when you can see the finishing tape and you just need that final motivation, I think it's important to see that big 5K sitting there. So on behalf of Specsavers, I'd love to pledge another $5,000 so you can get over the line, Chrissy.
You are unbelievable. You are unbelievable. I walked past Specsavers last night.
Yes.
On my walk.
And you tagged it.
Excellent.
I did.
I'm only going on the photo here because you're on the phone, Sean, but do you often get compared to Matthew McConaughey? Look at the photos for him.
No, I wouldn't have thought so, Brownie, but that's a very kind thing to say.
Oh my God, it's uncanny.
It
you
is,
really
isn't it?
do look like him, yes.
Really? Oh, yeah.
Photoshop's a wonderful thing.
Sean, don't be humble. You look like Matthew McConaughey.
I look, if you say so, I'm just going to go over there and go, yeah, sure, why not?
Say it, Sean. Say these words. I look like Matthew McConaughey.
Oh, Sam, I don't like being bullied, but I'm going to do it anyway. I look like Matthew McConaughey.
Good boy.
Sexy man.
The ego on Sean to
Good
just.
boy.
That's unbelievable.
Lovely.
Bit of a strut about him this
Very
morning.
strut. No, good on you.
Tickets.
Right on, mate.
Thanks, Sean.
You're the best, Sean. You're the best. Or did I speak too soon? Because next on the line, from one of my favourite shopping experiences in the universe, the great Harris Scarf, it is Simon Barrett. Hello.
G'day, Chrissy. Hi, team, and happy Tuesday.
Oh, Simon, how good is Harris Scarf? Seriously.
It's a bit of a little secret, Chrissy, but good to hear you're onto it.
Oh, I bloody love it. I love it sick.
Hey, Simon, you look like Bruce Willis.
I was going to say the same
I was
thing.
going for Matt McConaughey, but I'll take Bruce Willis.
Simon.
I think
say
the
it,
rules are,
say it.
Simon, that you've got to say it
Say
or
it.
double your pledge.
Admit it.
Admitted I look like Bruce Willis, and on behalf of Harris Scarf, I'd love to pledge $5,000 to your cause.
Yes!
Simon.
Thank you, Simon. Thank
No
you.
problem.
Tell the security guards at the Forest Hill store to turn a blind eye next time I'm there with my big backpack. That means
In other words, you'll be shoplifting.
yes, because of Coles, because of Specsavers, because of Harris Scarf, I am now, in the last few minutes, I've gone from $64,000 to nearly $80,000.
Come on.
This is unbelievable. I really think I'm going to get there. I've got 12Ks to go
Yeah, sun gun.
of walking. I've done that, and you've all got behind me, and I'm so touched and so thrilled.
What does Shaq think?
If he's a Hall of Famer, he's a tough sun gun.
Yeah.
He's talking about you.
Talking
this
about
Talking about me.
You're a Hall of Famer.
She's a tough sun gun.
In the eye world, Hall of Famer.
Thank you.
Still time. Donate. Swanee's Instagram.
Get to my Instagram page. There's a link in bio. Very easy. Your donation will be matched.
And Simon, thank you for protecting Nakatomi Plaza.
Anytime. Thanks, guys.
Chrissy, Sam, and Brownie.
It's been a big show. Podcast it. But now we're not done.
Chrissy, Sam, and Brownie's Celebrity Chase.
This is where I give you guys celebrities to hunt down and get them on this show. And we've had success in the past. Panga, you have the handsome Don Johnson.
Very, very handsome. I've emailed his publicist, his agent. There's another one. I'm not really sure about the title. I'm not getting anywhere. I am. It's starting to think that I may email Philip Michael Thomas today, who played Tubbs, his character, his partner Tubbs in Miami Vice. That's how bad it's going at the moment.
I
for me.
like this.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'll go around the outside.
Yeah. Round the
Have
outside.
you ever landed
What?
a guest?
Hey,
Have you ever landed a guest on Celebrity
Yes, I
Chase?
think he has.
John.
Who?
Don't play the montage. Who did I get?
No, I actually won't because I don't have it. But who have you got?
I've got plenty. There's too many.
Name one.
We don't have time to. Come on.
It's hard to remember. You've tasked me with finding Lizzo again. Hit a Stonewall. She's busy. My God, she's such a busy woman. She's been embroiled in a scandal today. She was at the VMAs. But weirdly, can you believe that I was at the VMAs in the press scrum?
What?
I know I look fresh. I don't look jet lagged, do I?
No.
I'm back in time. I did hit record. Lizzo, Priceline Ambassador Chrissy Swan from Australia. Look at me. Lizzo, in a minute, I'm going to need you to call from over 100 and speak to us. So let's try that, you know. For a lot of people. For the love of God, I work on the Mars Singer. I can get you in a giant meat pie costume next year. Please call me.
You're in the
It's
trenches.
Official. It's official for me. Oh, I was going to pay that. I was going to pay that.
Oh, were you?
Yeah.
No, she just walked. She sashayed past me. She's too busy.
John?
Unlike you, Christine Swan, I got an answer. I went to Tom Brodie. He's been absent from training of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Of course, he famously retired a few months ago for only 40 days to spend more time with his family, and then he realised that's a bad idea. It's a real bad idea.
You actually saw that coming. You and Mystic Brownie and Mystic Pang about that.
Absolutely. But then he came back to pre-season training because their season starts next week, Swanee. And then an unexplained absence for the last few weeks. So it's been very difficult to track down, it's fair to say. But finally he reappeared yesterday. And obviously my role at Fox Sports, Swanee, I have the press pass to jump into a Tom Brodie press conference because he has signed up with Fox. Been a lot of rumours about him doing Masked Singer. Why have you been away? I had one question.
Hi Tom, Jonathan Brown, Fox Sports Australia. Just curious as to why you haven't been able to come on Celebrity Chase.
I'm 45 years old, man. There's a lot of shit going on, so you just gotta try to figure out life the best you can. And
is it because you failed at the Masked Singer?
we all have really unique challenges to our life, and
is this
Jesus, what is wrong? What is going on? You two aren't even really taking it seriously.
What are you doing? Mate, at least we've gone to the bells and whistles and just tried to do a little bit of craft.
How is that helping the whole
what
thing?
What have you done? You have no evidence. I sent an email to Don Johnson.
You're wasting my time.
To his publicist.
You're wasting listeners' time. And you're wasting Jesus' time.
You've been terrible, Peg.
But you're the original time waster, Dino, because can you please give us people with less than 40 million Instagram followers?
Where?
Yeah.
Where?
Call the ambulance.
You know what?
Call it. And I'm getting in. I'm not even going to need them to put me on a Guernsey.
Your microphone's off.
You'd be very, before we go on over here. You'd be very, very careful about having any air of superiority this morning. Considering for those who didn't hear it, this is what happened at 7:30 during Ash Gardner's news.
This is Nova.
It's 7:32. Good morning, Melbourne. Ash Gardner with you. Police are confident of tracking down two men wanted over a failed hit on former Mikey Sam Abdul Rahim.
Good morning, Melbourne.
Hey, see you tomorrow. Big show tomorrow. Big one. Don't miss it.
Chrissy, Sam and Brownie. Ripper Show will be back tomorrow. Chrissy, Sam and Brownie. Oh, unless it's a weekend.
Nova 100.